Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake thing. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's going on? It's your big homie, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, as you see here at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we will be talking about what happened last night, chopping that up a little bit, going through the feature 4 players. We're going to take a look ahead to a nice 9-game slate we do have set up for Thursday. While we do that, we're going to be comparing the pricing across both sites, FanDuel and DraftKings, and we're going to be chopping it up, going game by game, taking a look at what teams are in it to win it and what teams are trying to tank it out. So you've got to be aware this is that special time of year where teams have already decided, hey, look, man, we can't make the playoffs. Let's get as many balls in the lottery as we can, or let's get the best pick that we can get. So you're going to see a lot of tanking. You're going to see a lot of mixed rotations. We are here to help you all with that. Did a pretty decent job of that last night. My favorite stack on the slate was my favorite game stack was the Orlando-Milwaukee game. My favorite team stack was the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis went ham. It's funny because, well, we're going to get to that. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature 4 players of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. First things first, let's go and chop it up. The Who Dat scoring all them points over there player tonight, and you might have thought it was somebody else, but this is going to play into a little bit of what I need to discuss, okay? Because Ian Mahinmi at 3.4K went out and 10x the shit out of him, okay? 26 minutes, he had 14 and 11 boards, a solid double-double, an assist, a block shot, a steal. Like, the dude just had a really nice game in what I feel is limited minutes off of the bench. This dude should be starting. Yo, please, this dude should be starting. The guy that is starting on this team is a fucking bum, and he sucks, okay? And he sucks, and he should have never talked trash about John Wall, and that's why he's probably stinking up the joint. That dude is horrible. He's trash. He's a horrible player, and Ian Mahinmi is better than him, and he should be starting. So that part of the rant is over. Next guy we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight, and I put my hands on my head because I didn't miss him at all on DraftKings. I swear I didn't. I had Giannis in 8 of 10 lineups. I had Giannis just about everywhere. Yo, I was 100% Giannis, and I got scared, and I took him out of 2 lineups. That's how much Giannis I had on DraftKings. I had him in every lineup on Yahoo. But guess where I had absolutely zero exposure to Giannis Antetokounmpo? On FanDuel. How the fuck did I miss that play, bro? I had zero. Absolutely no exposure to this dude on FanDuel, and he went completely turkey ham, slammed the fuck off in 40 minutes, 38 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals. I'm surprised he didn't get any block shots. I'm surprised about that. But, I mean, this was an excellent game for Giannis, even though they lost, man. And we talked about this inside of the VIP. While I was talking about why I like this game so much, one of the homies was like, yo, this is the biggest total on the slate. It could blow out. I was like, yo, right now at this point, man, it is so hard to predict blowouts. You don't know if guys are going to come to play. You look at Orlando and that team and how they underachieved this year. You had a couple of guys in there that aren't used to starting. And we're like, yo, when I got my chance, I'm a ball. You got DJ Augustine, who wasn't the real starter for that team. You know, that was Alfred Payton's team for quite some time. You have Jonathan Simmons, who was relieved of his starting duties. It got them back when Terrence Ross was injured. You've got Hazonia, who had a bad game, but a lot of guys, young guys who wanted to prove themselves, and they went out and they played and they balled out, had a really great game. So shout out to Giannis, man. How did I miss that on FanDuel? But the heat check play tonight can only be one cat. Bradley motherfucking Beal. Double OT. The game had to go there. This dude played 47 minutes. That is a full freaking game. 47 minutes. And with honorable mention to Vucevic, Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris, DJ Augustine, and of course Jonathan Simmons. All those cats get honorable mention. But tonight, man, Bradley Beal, easily, the heat check play tonight, man. And he did this all with jump shots. The dude barely went to the rack. Like he was shooting the shit out of the ball. 47 minutes, he had 34.7 boards, 9 assists, damn near triple double, 2 steals, 1 block. He did have 4 turnovers, but a very solid game we saw from Bradley Beal. And now we must discuss that one, or maybe these two motherfuckers. These are the two worst basketball playing motherfuckers we've seen so far. Look at this shit. Marcin Gortat, 16.75 points. Aaron Baines, 16.75 points. Yo, Aaron Baines went. Yo, do they realize? Do these guys realize that this game went into double overtime? Did they know? Did they know that they were going to combine to play 58 minutes of NBA basketball, and between the two of them, not even score 10 real-life points? Horrible. So tonight, Gortat and Aaron Baines, both of you, are snowflakes. Y'all some motherfucking snowflakes with y'all snowflake ass, and I'm not going to roster your bitch ass again. They're damn near dead to me. Take them away, please. Take them away. Now, let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. We're going to be coming from a RotoQL standpoint, of course, as we do on the show. I am the resident RotoQL lover. I love this site. You're really going to see it a lot when baseball kicks off in a couple of weeks. We got baseball popping off. What we're going to do is we're going to go and look at teams, team by team, on DraftKings and FanDuel, kind of get a feel for the slate and see where they have, how they have the players ranked. Because I'm looking at the price points as actual rankings. Okay? K-Max says it was Monroe's night, and they say Simmons paid us back. Yeah, he did, man, because we were all on Simmons the other night, and he stunk. The only reason why I had a lot of Simmons was because I liked that game stack, and I had a lot of Orlando stacks. So let's go ahead. Let's look through the slate really quick and see what games are nationally televised, which ones can be kind of zeroing and focusing on. What we're looking for right now is a nationally televised game that has playoff implications. And we only have one Natty Telly. That is the oh, that's nice. The Clippers and the Rockets. So we're gonna get like a lot of Chris Paul chalk. The Clippers coming to the Rockets. We're gonna get a lot of Chris Paul chalk. We're gonna get a lot of the homie going back to Houston, the Montrezl Harrell, like all the guys that were associated in that trade. We get Sweet Lou Williams going back to Houston. We're gonna get that stuff, and plus the Clippers have been playing quite well recently, so that's gonna be a good game. I think that can be a good game, one for us to really turn up and check out. Cool, that's gonna be a good one. All right. None of the other games are nationally televised, but we're looking for games with playoff implications. Detroit is still fighting for a playoff spot. Okay, Toronto, Indiana. That's a 1 and a 3 seed. So let's take a look at how far down the seeding is. Toronto, 50 games. Indiana is 40 games. So the only team that can pretty much catch them is going to be Boston. Indiana probably won't be able to catch Toronto, but still they can surpass Boston and get that number 2 seed. So this is an important game for Indiana. A little bit more important than it is for Toronto, but a very important game for Indiana. Charlotte and Atlanta, both of those teams are pretty much tanked out. They cannot get to the playoffs. Philadelphia here, they are definitely deep into playoff consideration. They're the 6th seed, but they're tied. Well, no, not tied. They are 1 game ahead of Miami and Milwaukee. So that's something they have to continue to win. They have to continue to win in order to stay relevant in the playoff race. Then we got, of course, Chicago and Memphis. Both of those teams completely in the tank. We got New Orleans and San Antonio. Both of those teams are jockeying for playoff positioning. If we take a look at the Western Conference here, you see New Orleans Pelicans safely tucked in as a 5 seed. Then you see San Antonio right on the edge. Like they are tied record-wise for that 8th spot, but the Utah Jazz do hold the tiebreaker against them. That is why we still might see Kawhi Leonard come back at some point during this season. So going back and taking a look again, uh, Detroit and Denver. Detroit is pretty much out of it. Denver is very much in it. Phoenix and Utah. Utah has been smashing, rolling over everybody. Phoenix Suns, they're scrappy, but they're not playing for anything either. Then we got Cleveland and Portland. Both of those teams are still playing for playoff positioning. So out of all of these games, the only games where we have like two teams that see when both teams are trying to lose, those are good games. Those are good fantasy games because you get a lot of stats. Their teams are chucking up. There's a lot of rebounds, a lot of steals, a lot of turnovers. Those are good. So Charlotte, Atlanta can be solid if you know who's playing. If you have a good idea of who's going to be on the court. Okay. The games. That's what you want. You want a team. You want games where both teams are really trying to ball out, or where both teams are trying to lose. If you got a team, if you got a game where one team cares, the other one doesn't, it is really hard to figure those games out. Case in point, Utah and Phoenix. This is going to be a very hard game to figure out because let's just say Utah blows the doors off of the Phoenix Suns. You're not going to get what you need from the guys that you normally would want to play. Cleveland and Portland, both of those teams are going to be trying very hard. So it's going to be easier to predict where the good points are going to come from. Denver and Detroit. Detroit probably is not going to be trying very hard, right? You see what I'm saying? Toronto, Indiana. Both of those teams are going to try to play hard. They're still jockeying for position. Okay, so that's the mindset I want you to have. San Antonio and the Pelicans. Both of those teams are going to want to come out and play well because New Orleans is trying to stay where they are in the playoffs. San Antonio is trying to make the playoffs. Memphis and Chicago. That could be a good game because both of those teams are in the tank, so there's probably going to be a lot of bad basketball, which equates to good fantasy scoring. You know what I'm saying? Dope. So let's go ahead and jump into the slate, man. We're going to start in Indiana where the Toronto Raptors are coming to town. We got Vic Oladipo at 8.2. I kind of like the price here on Vic. Let's see how he's done against the Toronto Raptors. I don't think that they're bad against shooting guards. The Raptors, I think they're pretty good actually against shooting guards. So last time he had 26. Yo, yeah, man. Yes. Toronto, not great. Hey Mo, gotta give you a shout out. I've been much better with my game. I am a small-time daily grinder trying to compete with the Sharks, and I am staying in a single entry and cashing. Much love to you, my brother. That is why I'm here. That is my purpose. That is my function. Thank you for letting me know that I'm doing what I need to be doing. Thank you. That's what it's about. So, that being said, yo, okay, right off top, Vic Oladipo at 8.2 is looking real Corey. This is setting up for Oladipo to be a very solid play. Because he's checking 3 boxes. Number 1, he has slate-breaking upside. Number 1, okay? Number 2, he's priced down the lowest we've seen him in quite some time. Since against Boston in a bad matchup, he's an 8K. And he dropped 60 right there, right? So this is the lowest we've seen him in quite some time. That was the lowest we've seen him. Good Lord. And before that, against Toronto, the last time against Toronto, and he dropped 65. Okay? So that's the lowest we've seen. So that's the second box check. He has slate breaking upside. Number 2 is he is very cheap. Number 3, he's coming off of a bad game. Okay? Coming off a bad game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 4, the team that he's playing, the Raptors, are bad against the position. Number 5, he crushed them last time out and scored 65.75 points. That for me, on DraftKings, easily makes Vic Oladipo a front runner for a core play. Okay? Love the homie in this spot. I can definitely get behind Vic Oladipo at 8.2. On the other side, we take a look at the Indiana Pacers and what they've been giving up to shooting guards. They're not great against shooting guards either. So I think that, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry is going to be in play here. You look at Jonas Valanciunas at 6.6. The price is up on him some. I would love to have him a little bit cheaper. Serge Ibaka is absolutely dead to me. I do think that Jakob Poeltl, Pascal Siakam, those guys are going to be in play. They're gonna need a contribution from some of the second team guys in order to play well against the Indiana Pacers. So Thaddeus Young has been balling out recently. Loved him last time out. I really like him now. Bojan Bogdanovic is in play at 4.9 for me as well. And if Collison is starting, bro, please start Collison, because at 4.6, if they start Collison, I'm gonna have him in a lot of different spots if they do start him. Okay, let's go over to FanDuel, kind of check on the pricing and see exactly what it looks like. Okay, so we got okay, Depot is 8.8 on FanDuel. You're not getting a discount there. Miles Turner 6.8. Daddy Young 5.4. Bojan 4.9. Corey Joseph is 5.2. Collison is 4.6. I'm gonna highlight that. I kind of like that as a cheaper play. Okay, and see Lawrence Johnson. See Lawrence Johnson. Now your shit is making sense. Now your third eye is wide open, and you spitting the hot shit. You see what I'm saying? Because he just says D'Angelo Russell just lit up DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, he hit like 8 threes in the first fucking quarter. See, now your shit is coming to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Pineal? Your pineal gland is thumping right now. Let's get it in. So Lowry 7.3, usable. DeMar DeRozan 7. Anytime you got those cats under 8K, man, they're definitely usable. Yo, the only value shooters is now 7.5. That is way too high for him. He is up there, bro. Minimum salary for CJ Miles. Yeah. You got Dillion Wright and them cats, Pirtle. I would play the bench bigs. I wouldn't play like, point guard bigs. Depot, Lance Stevenson, Lowry, Valanciunas. Everybody but Lance, I'm on. I'm not on Lance with Darren Collison back. I don't like Lance with Darren Collison back. Next game we got is going to be the Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks. I want to go over here and show you real quick, okay, what time it really is. Look at this. Both of these teams suck. Atlanta, one of the worst teams in the league, 20-game winners. One of the worst teams in the league. Okay, then you've got Charlotte, who is 29-39. They're not mathematically eliminated, just like Detroit. They still have a chance, but come on. I don't think they're gonna get it. And this team, they can't afford to tank. They've got to try to play some good basketball because it's attendance at their games is so meager. Trust me, I know. I go there frequently. Like we can buy tickets in the 200s and then just go sit in the 100s. Attendance at Charlotte Hornets games are so meager. So you got Kemba Walker at 8.4 against the worst team in the league against point guards. I'm all about that. You got Dwight Howard going back to Atlanta at 8.5. I think he's had some decent games against them in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Last couple of times there, yeah, 44 and 57. They have nobody to guard him, nothing they can really do with him. So I think Dwight Howard is going to be played 8.5. Nicholas Batum has been priced up over the last couple. Had a really nice game, balled out last time to the tune of 50+ fantasy points. So I definitely think that you could look at Nick Batum. I wouldn't have an issue playing Batum, especially with Jeremy Lamb as a game time decision, because him and the other kid being out as usable. Oh no, MKG, not MKG. Michael Carter Williams. Yeah, if Michael Carter Williams is still out, it doesn't even have him right here listed. If Michael Carter Williams is out and Jeremy Lamb's is out, then not only does that really help, Nicholas Batum stay on the court and play some second team minutes, it does help guys like Trevion Graham, or even Malik Monk. Maybe Malik Monk can get some minutes at minimum salary, which can help you pay up in another spot. Okay. On the other side, you got Dennis Schroeder at 6.2, very cheap. I would not have an issue playing him. Torian Pritchard 6.8, don't love that one. John Collins at 5.2, a young guy, still wants to prove that he belongs and still wants to get better, so I can definitely take a look at getting him. Tyler Dorsey, man, what a horrible experiment last time with him. He sucked, and then Isaiah Taylor came in and played meaningful minutes. So not a lot to love on the Atlanta side. Let's take a look over on FanDuel and see what the prices look like. Kemba 8.3, usable. Dwight Howard 8.5, of course that's going to be usable. Nick Batum 7.8, that's the same damn price. Good lord, that's crazy. Marvin Williams 4K. MKG 3.7, Lamb 4.7, Kaminsky 4.3, Malik Monk 3.5 minimum salary, 6.6 for Schroeder. Collins is 5.9. I don't really love that one. Next game we got is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers and my New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have been one of the worst teams in the league against bigs, and I want to have a look at Joel Embiid at 9.7. This is going to be their first time making the playoffs in a long time, man. Okay, against the Knicks in 3 games. In 2 games this year, actually, 28.5 in only 24 minutes, and in 35 minutes he dropped 55. So I think it was safe to say that if he gets a full allotment of minutes, he could be in a good spot here. Ben Simmons at 8.7. I wouldn't have an issue playing him as well. Robert comes in at 6.1. I don't really love that one. The Knicks do struggle against small forwards, but I think there's other places on this state that I would rather go. TJ McConnell at 3.7 is in play for me in this spot. Marco Bellinelli, of course, at 3.5 is going to be a play that I am going to be interested in. On the other side, you know, finding a weak point for the 76ers, it's kind of tough, man, because I mean we look at against shooting guards, you know, they give it up to shooting guards. But the problem here is, you know, Tim Hardaway Jr. is a game time decision. If he can play and he's good to go, and we know this, I think he's a usable option, because if the Knicks stand any chance against the Philadelphia 76ers, because guys like this are coming out and playing well. Hardaway picked up the injury during Tuesday's loss to the Mavs, which he departed late in the second half, scoring 19 points, shooting in 8 of 17 shooting in 39 minutes. Hardaway was held out of practice Wednesday and will be reevaluated Thursday. Yeah, that's a tough play. That is a tough play to make. It is. Kyle O'Quinn balled out last time at 4.7. So if Hardaway, Lance Thomas is out, that just shortens the rotation some. Where we can look at Frank Nitti, we can look at O'Quinn, we can look at Cantor at 6.7, maybe Courtney Lee at 3.4. But this is tough. This is a tough spot to want to play a lot of people, because I just don't think a lot of people are playable here. All right. Embiid 9.9, Ben Simmons 8.8. Both of those guys are very affordable on FanDuel. Dario Saric 6.5. Redick is 4.9. That's affordable as well, because the Knicks do struggle against shooting guards. And 3.6 for TJ McConnell, I like that one. Cantor, Cantor cheap, baby. Cantor is cheap. Let's take a look at what Philadelphia does against centers, bro. Cantor is cheap. And they're pretty much middle of the pack, man. They've given up 37.7 FanDuel points over the last 5 and 37.8 over the last 10 to the center position. So Cantor could be in play here, man. If they're bad against power forwards, I really want to give Cantor a shot. And they're decent, giving up 47 points over the last 5 games to power forwards. Yeah, I think Cantor's in play, especially if Tim Hardaway is out. They're gonna need him. They're gonna need him. DJ White says they'll put Rocco on Tim Hardaway Jr. He locked up Kemba and Depot. Right. Yeah. Give me some Cantor, man. Cantor, maybe some Moody at 4.6. All right. Next game we got is gonna be the LA Clippers going to Houston. This is a lot of chalk is gonna come from this game, in my opinion. Everybody knows the narrative. Everybody knows what time it is. Everybody knows this narrative. You got Chris Paul at 8.6, which is a very fair price. The one thing is they're not going to the Clippers, but still, Doc Rivers and the Clippers are coming to Houston, so you're gonna see some people, really buy into the narrative here. You're gonna see the coach's son at 5.9, Lou Will, Tobias Harris, DeAndre Jordan, Montrezl Harrell at 5K is gonna be involved here. Of course, Chris Paul, Capella, if he does play, is going to be a guy that's going to be integral. James Harden at 11.2. I think Trevor Ariza is in play at 4.7. And the Clippers do have a lot of weak points, man. They really do. Even Eric Gordon at 5K is going to be somebody that will be under consideration based off of the narrative and what happened, the last couple of times these teams played. Remember, though, Chris Paul hadn't had a good game against him yet. He really hadn't. DeAndre Jordan is 8.8. Tobias Harris. I like Tobias Harris at 7.8, though. Lou Will 7.3. That's pretty cheap for Lou Will. Harden is 11.3. Chris Paul 8.3. He's the same price. 7.4 for Capella. A little bit too much there. 4.8 for Gordon. Looks good on FanDuel as well. Looks good as well. All right, so next game we got is going to be the Chicago Bulls going to the Memphis Grizzlies. If you said, Mo, I'm just going to fade this shit, I have no issue with that. It's going to be tough to figure out who's starting, what the rotations will be. The one thing that we do know is that the Chicago Bulls absolutely suck against centers. So if you wanted to play Marc Gasol at 7.9, I wouldn't have an issue with that. Tyreke Evans should be back for this game. He's a game-time decision. So that's going to curb our enthusiasm for all of the value guys like, Dylan Brooks and Ben McLemore and Jarrell Martin, all of those guys. It's going to be a tough game to roster cast. Now, you look at David Nwaba here, somebody who I do like, Chris Dunn. We have seen the Memphis Grizzlies give it up to point guards. Chris Dunn can be in play. Zach LaVine at 6K looks to be usable. Larry Marketing is possibly out for this game as well. So we look at Jermichael Green at 6.5. I think it's usable. They have been struggling against power forwards. I'm not going to play Tyreek at 7K. I'm not. My question is, why are they playing him? Like, why are you playing him? Like, he's injury prone. Are you trying to? I don't understand why they're playing him. The season is over. I don't get it. Marcus Saul, Jermichael Green for me until further notice. Let's look over on FanDuel and see about the prices in this game, man. Ricky Reek 7.2. Gasol is 7.8. He's 100 cheaper. That's a highlight. Jermichael Green is way cheaper. He's 6.5 on DraftKings, 5.9 on FanDuel. That is way usable there. Levine is 6K. Dunn is 6.9. That's the same prices on DraftKings, so he's going to be usable. Nuaba 4.5. He's a little bit cheaper. All right, wouldn't have an issue there. Next game we got is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans going to San Antonio to take on Popovich's Spurs. And I want to take a look at what Anthony Davis has done recently against them. Let's take a look. 49. Yeah, I didn't think he balled out. 49, 51, 47. This could be a slate where you don't have to play Anthony Davis. You could possibly fade AD in this spot. San Antonio have been kind of nice though to centers, giving up 39 points over the last 5, but he doesn't want to play center. He likes to play power forward. That's why they brought in Emeka Okafor, so he could do all the dirty work. And if you take a look at power forward, and the San Antonio Spurs are really good against power forwards. But they give it up 46.3 to the position, where the leader gives up 76. So they've been decent against power forwards. 11.5 Anthony Davis, still not too much to ask. And you know that whenever we have the Pelicans on the slate, we can look at the other team, the opposing team. We can look at guys like DeJounte Murray, Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay. Yeah, we get Danny Green, possibly. We can look at the other cats, man, because they're going to give the ball back a lot. You look at Rajon Rondo at 6.2. He's been having some success. Possibly Drew Holiday. I do believe that the San Antonio Spurs have been giving it all the way up to... No, they've been locking down shooting guards. They've been locking down shooting guards. Small forward, is that? Yes, that's their trouble spot. Small forward is their trouble spot. So that's more like Etuan Moore, maybe some Miritic at 5.6 possibly could come in and play some meaningful minutes. All right, let's take a look on FanDuel. Same game on FanDuel. Getting price points, baby. AD is 12.5, Holiday 8.5, Rondo 6.3, Etuan Moore is 4K. I kind of like that, cheap on him. Miritic is 5.3 on FanDuel. He's cheaper. I like that. LMA is 8K. I like that. DeJounte Murray 6.6. That's a little bit pricey, but I can get there. Patty Mills 4K, I like that one, and Rudy Gay 4.2. I think that's usable as well. Next game we got is going to be Detroit Pistons going to Denver to the altitude to take on the Nuggets. And power forward been a very problem spot. Been a very problem spot for the Detroit Pistons recently. They're giving up 58.4 points to the position over the last 5 games and 59.1 over the last 10. So they've been, consistently bad. What about some Gasol? I don't like Gasol. I don't like Gasol tonight. So you look at Paul Millsap at 6.1, who I think is an automatic play. He looks like a core guy for me. I really like Paul Millsap right now. I really do. I mean, this team sucks against power forwards, and I really love what Paul Millsap brings to the table. Blake Griffin at 7.8. He's cheap enough to consider. Paul Millsap is not a big-time defensive stopper, but if I had to choose between Blake Griffin and Millsap, I'd go Blake. I'd go Millsap all day, every day. Center against the Denver Nuggets. It's been a tough spot to really get into, and that's kind of, even though at 8.3, man, I don't love Drummond. Drummond is a stud though that could do whatever he wants, in the right circumstance, but just not a huge fan of him on this slate. So he is playable, but I'm not a huge fan of him on this slate. Then we look at Detroit against centers. Yeah, they've been playing pretty good against centers too. So Millsap, maybe some Gary Harris at 6.3. Point guards against Denver has been a thing, but the problem is, who the fuck are you gonna get? I mean, do you want to play Ish Smith? Do you want to play Ish Smith? No, I don't want to play Ish Smith. Even at 4.9, I don't want to play Ish Smith, man. But that's what the data is saying. No, he's in play. Look at this. 19, 21, 25, 20, 10, 13, 10. Fuck no, I can't play Ish Smith. He's been horrible. He has been horrible. But this is like next to the Atlanta Hawks. This is the worst team in the league against point guards. The Denver Nuggets. So, damn. Maybe that puts like a point forward in play. Maybe that puts like James Ennis or something in play. I don't know. That sucks. That really does suck. But Detroit against point guards has been fairly decent. That's why I don't really love Jamal Murray. I would much rather play Gary Harris. Wilson Chandler at 5.7 has been hot, has been playing well. I would not have an issue playing him. Will Barton at 5.9 is also going to be in play for me. So the only guy I really like here is going to be Blake Griffin, maybe some Reggie Bullock at 5K or James Ennis. Maybe those guys. That would be it for me. Looking over on FanDuel at the same game, we've got Drummond, Blake is 8K, Ish is 5.5, Ennis 4.3, Bullock 5.5. No real value there. Jokic is 9.4, Paul Millsap 7K, Harris 6.4. Yeah, you're not getting a break on any of them dudes. Wilson Chandler hooked me up last night. Yo. Wilson Chandler went ham. He dropped like 50 points. Next game we got is gonna be the Phoenix Suns going to Utah to take on the Jazz. I really wish we got some Devin Booker in this game. Yes, he should be good to go. Okay. So I want to look at Utah Jazz, and I'm checking them out now, and how well they've been playing against shooting guards, and they have been locking down shooting guards, man. The only way I would suggest playing a shooting guard against this team is if you got a guy like Devin Booker who, no matter where he is, no matter what spot on the floor, he can shoot it deep. So in this spot, I will have a look there. I do like Elfrid Payton in this spot against point guards. We have seen Ricky Rubio kind of leave it out there and they give it up some. Currently that's next to last in what they give up. Like, theoretically, point guard is not a good spot to attack them in. Actually, no spot is really great. Maybe power forward to attack Utah, and they've just been playing such solid basketball. You look at them against power forwards, 57.5 points over the last 5 that they've been giving up. The problem is, like, who's going to do that? It's going to be Chris. It's going to be Bender. Bender at 3.9, maybe. Like that's the problem. They don't have a power forward. You know what I mean? This game reeks of a blowout. Detroit hang with the Pacers. Okay, they're talking about the Denver and Detroit game. On the other side, the usual suspects, man. Ricky Rubio, Gobert, Donovan Mitchell at 7.4 can be in play because we have seen shooting guards really get off against the Phoenix Suns lately. I want to check on Phoenix against point guards too. Yeah, they're not good against point guards either. It's hard for them to be good against anything. Really, real talk. This is the worst team in the league against small forwards. So give me some of that jingling. Joe Ingles at 6.4. He's another guy that I do like. Even Jay Crowder at 4.7. If the game gets out of hand some, he could be in a good spot. So let's take a look over on FanDuel. Same game. Want to look and see if anybody is cheaper than they are on DraftKings. That's going to be a value for us. D-Book 7.5. Yeah, I like that. Elfrid Payton 6.4. Josh Jackson 5.6. Bender 4K. Gobert 9.5, Rubio 7.4, Mitchell 8.2, Favors Ingles 6.6, Jay Crowder 5.4. Nah, you ain't getting no value. You ain't getting no discount on them cats. The last game on the slate is probably gonna be one of the better games on the slate, man. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers going to Portland to take on the Trailblazers, and real quick, we saw Nurkic have a really solid bounce back game the last time out at 6.4. As a late night hammer, he could definitely be that guy for you, man. 57 in his last matchup against Miami, and Cleveland gives it up, bro. He dropped 41 against them earlier this year. Cleveland gives it up to centers. They really do. I mean, they've got nobody to play bigs. They've got nobody to do that, and I really think he could be in play. Especially like if Larry Nance is out and all that, then you're gonna get like Ante Zizic and all that shit, bro. Nurk is in play at 6.4, easy. Nurk is in play. Against shooting guards, we've seen the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of tighten up the screws some. They were one of the worst teams in the league against shooting guards, and they've since tightened up the screws, so I'm not going to be on McCollum as much. Against point guards, they're pretty much middle of the pack, giving up 46.2 points to the position, so I think Dame is going to be in play. And power forward has been a trouble spot for the Cleveland Cavs as well, man. They're like the third worst team in the league against power forwards. And I know I've been leaning on Al-Farouq Aminu a lot, and he has been disappointing. Look at this, man. 19, 14, 12. I mean, in solid minutes, too. 30 minutes and 2 of the last 4 games, never scoring over 20 points. So I'm going to give him another shot. I'm going to look at him at 4.2. Also, Ed Davis at 4.3 as well, because the power forward has got to get off against this team. I'm going to look at both of those guys. On the other side, of course, LeBron is in play at 11.4. George Hill at 4.8. Yo, I think against point guards, man, we've seen the Portland Trailblazers be fairly solid this year against point guards altogether. They give up 46 to the position, so I may have some exposure to George Hill because he's just so cheap. Jeff Green at 4.4 could be usable. This is if, if he does get the start, he could be usable. Rodney Hood is a game-time decision, as is Larry Nance. So we got to stay close to find out exactly what's going on with them cats. So let's take a look over on FanDuel. Same game. Check the price points. Then we're going to build our officially unofficial FanDuel lineup. Nance 7.2, George Hill 4.5. I like that. Jeff Green 4.2. Jordan Clarkson 4.7. I think I can get behind that, especially if Rodney Hood is out. Big Game Dame is 9.7. Nurk is cheap at 6.6. I like that. CJ Alfred Williams 4.3, and of course Ed Davis is 4.5. So let's go ahead. Hit up FanDuel. We're gonna enter our $1 lineup in the dribbler, and let's go ahead and chop up, man. Point guard, the point guard that we did like and jumped out to us, the guy that we really thought we could get behind. Let's take a look. Who was it? Yeah, like the Knicks are like the worst team in the league, one of the worst teams on the slate against point guards. They are. I think I want to play Kemba. Yeah, I'm playing Kemba. Kemba, shooting guard. I love Vic Oladipo today. I love him a lot more on FanDuel where he's cheaper, on DraftKings where he's cheaper, but I do think he's in play. Devin Booker is only 7.5. Lou Will 7.3. I like that. Lou Will 7.3 looks to be in play at small forward. LeBron James, Torian Prince. That's a big drop off from LeBron to Torian Prince. Joe Ingles at 6.6 is a guy that I do like. Power forward, Millsap at 7K looks to be very usable. You can play Millsap, and at center, I hope this is a pay down spot for center because Embiid at the top, Drummond, Gobert, Jokic, DeAndre Jordan, which should probably be a good play. Dwight Howard, maybe to pair with Kemba Walker. Valanciunas is priced up. Miles Turner, man, he can get overlooked here. He really could. Nurk, yeah, let's go Nurk. Go Nurk. All right, so now we've got about 6K per player left. We probably can pay up for one of the more signature stud guys. DeJounte Murray is in a good spot. I think we want to play some San Antonio guys against the Pelicans as they do push the pace. I think we would want to play some of those guys. Murray, Elfrid Payton, Austin Rivers, Corey Joseph, Darren Collison, bro. Joval Depot Lowry. I want to play Collison. Isaiah Taylor, Patty Mills. Yeah, I want to play Collison, bro. Yep. All right, shooting guard. Do we pay up for Harden here at the crib? Let's look at Harden at home. Chad Rector, what's up, big homie? Good to see you, fam. 44 and 68 against them. I want to see what he does at home. 41, 63, 48, 53, 55, 47, 47, 98. Harden has not been balling, bro. Harden has not really been balling. Do we go Booker here? Now I wanted to go Nurk for a late night hammer. I wanted to go Nurkic for a late night hammer, and I did like there was a power forward that I really liked for the cheap that we talked about. Michael Green was one of them. Mirtic is 5.3. That's cheap. Yeah, I got Lou Will. I like Lou Will. Ingles, Warren, Covington, Jackson. This is a trying slate right here, bro. This shit ain't no joke. Kyle Anderson against the Pelicans. Yeah, let's look at some of the Pelicans' weak points. Okay, against point guards, the Pelicans are middle of the pack. They're not that bad. Was it Thad Young? It might have been Thad Young, who I do like. It might have been Thad Young. Pelicans suck against shooting guard. So the issue is who is that? Who's the San Antonio shooting guard? Who's it going to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's it going to be? That's the problem with that. Against small forwards, the Pelicans, San Antonio sucks against small forwards. The Pelicans are pretty good. Against power forwards, Pelicans aren't that good either, giving up 55 over the last 5. And against centers, they're middle of the pack. I'm going Depot. 5.4 left. Small forward. So I'm fading LeBron. And that's a late night hammer. Wilson Chandler was somebody, yeah, we talked about him. So I'm fading LeBron. Wow. Fading LeBron here. Yeah, Etor Moore was like the small forward who could crush. Ish has been having tough matchups. Tomorrow is the day. That could very well be true too. That could very well be true. Vonleh was solid last night. Yeah, Vonleh did play. He did play well. He did play well. He's with Chicago. Yeah, he did play well. Yeah, it's hard to trust the Bulls though. Thad Young is 5'4", and then I got 5'4" left for a player. Kyle Anderson. There he is. Bam. That's it. That is the officially unofficial sweatshop lineup right there. We've got Kemba Walker. We got Darren Collison, provided he does get the start. We got Lou Williams. We got Vic Oladipo, Jalen Joe Ingles, Kyle Anderson help us against the Pelicans. Paul Millsap, who's in the best spot for power forwards. Thad Young, who I like, and then of course Yusuf Nurkic. So we got like a mini Indiana stack against the Toronto Raptors. So thank you all so much for joining me inside of the DFS Sweatshop on YouTube. If you want to get up with us, man, and see exactly how we do it, it's very easy, man. You go to the website. It is www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, I will welcome you into the very best Facebook group online. That's where we go in, we chop it up, we build our lineups, we have a live stream every day. We go through all of this shit, comb through it with a fine-tooth comb. Your input is needed, expected, and accepted for 50 cents a day. Half a cup of coffee, 2 punk ass quarters, get you in for a month. Also, if you want to join us for a full year, 365, 119.99 pays it all, and you got football, you got basketball, you got NBA, everything that we do in the shop. You're welcome to it. So get with us, man. Big shout out to everybody that's joined me here on the actual YouTube. The PayPal is Maurice Simmons 95 at Gmail. If you want to go hit that up, rock it out, right? Much love to you, man. Y'all hold it down. Peace. If you're on FanDuel, I want you to keep it 400. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 350. But no matter what you do, you rock with me, and you always, always keep it 300. Peace.